Hey everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome to another episode of EGIL.TRADE with the Let's Talk Crypto podcast and proudly sponsored by CryptoFish. As you can see up here behind me, I've got CryptoFish platform, cryptofish.com. It's an easy to use non-custodial platform to buy, exchange, store, earn and send Bitcoin. It has got payment methods including credit card, debit card, ACH, SEPA, UK bank transfer, wires coming soon. So is Poly for Australia and Ideal Payments. It also has a free learning section. Go and check it out. Absolutely for free and enjoy. Right, let's jump into the prices. As you can see, a sea of green behind me. Bitcoin's up 5.96%, Ethereum up 4.79%, and so on and so forth for all the other cryptocurrencies. Nice to wake up to this today. And let's jump straight into the charts. All right, up. That's fine. Why is TradingView doing that? I'm going to jump straight into the monthly chart. You can see that we're at 9,426 right now. We have hit all the areas that we mentioned on stream yesterday. You can see I've got different pockets of resistance and support here. I've got all the yearly opens marked out. We jump down into the weekly. I'm going to move a bit quicker down to the lower time frames because it does seem that we're getting a bit of movement right now, so maybe we can catch a bit of it on the stream. You can see that we've tapped originally on the week of 20th of April into this pocket of resistance here, which you've seen the significance of in previous episodes, which did send us back down to this pocket of support over here in the 81 area. I did mention for a while that I've been wanting to buy between 78 and 81. It did hit the 81 area. It has tapped twice into that area here again. Unfortunately, on both occasions, I was not at my desk. I was sleeping. It was at 4 a.m. in the morning for me. So as you know, I've taken a trade at about the 84 area. That's as quick as I could get to my computer. And I have since we started forming a nice strong uptrend again on the lower time frames. I did add to that position, so I'm averaging in about 85 now, I think. And then since then, I did cover myself. I bought some puts, but also then I felt more strongly about this up move, and I've bought some calls. Nothing major, and on my stream account, which proof of trade, you'll see here, very small account, nothing major. That I've only got 15,000 contracts, well, about 1.5 bitcoins. The average price, 8545 now from an original average price of about 84. We're sitting at 1,000%, 1,042% gain. It's relative, guys. That's just like an ego stroke looking at that. The main thing is we're up here at 0.1669 Bitcoin. Not bad at all. We're going to build the streaming account, proof of trade, so that you can see exactly what's going on. I do exactly what I say I'm doing, or at least I try to if I'm awake. If I'm awake, it makes things a lot easier. Bitcoin seems to have a tendency to like to move when I'm asleep. Anyway, moving back into the charts, let's move down to the lower time frames here. On the 2-day, we're still living above this golden cross. On the 2-day, we've come back down. We've tested the 21 EMA. I like that. We did lose the 10 SMA, but we've quickly regained it. For me, that is a very bullish sign. Also, regaining all these wicks up here and all these closures on a 2-day up here. So we've got a little bit of support here. I think that if we did have a bit of a pullback, I would want to see 9,000 hold. And to be more specific, I would say around about 9,030. We are above this trend line here, which is best seen on perhaps a 1-day. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hay fever today. It's best seen on a 1-day here, which was a rising channel that we've seen over the past few months, since about mid-March, there or thereabouts. You can see it's acted as a resistance on the top trend line and as support on the bottom trend line. And as you know, we call that a rising channel. We did break above it. We've come back down below it. We've tested it, and best seen on a 12-hour that it has been an area of interest. You can actually see it bouncing off this rising trend line, coming under, testing it as support, coming down into this pocket of resistance support here, and again finding resistance at it. But on the second to last 12-hour closure, we blasted through, and now we're living above it. I wouldn't panic if we came down and actually tested again. You can see that we've got the 50 SMA down here. That would bring us down into the sort of 90, 91 area. I'd even be okay if we came down right to the 21 EMA, which would be, again, at 90.20, about 90.23. Well, we don't need to be too precise. Excuse me. Now, on yesterday's episode and the day before, I was saying that if we can close some candles above the area where we were, around about the 90 area, the 89 to 90 area, 91, I said that we would probably get a move up to the 93.27 area, which we did, and you can see that we still battled to close below it. We wicked up above, closed below it, but on the next candle, we've managed to close. A little bit of an indecision candle on the 4 hour there, but since we've taken out the top wicker, that I think we are going to see higher prices now, guys. I think we can firmly set our targets firstly to about 96, but I think more accurately, I would say right about the 98 region. 98 region, I'm expecting some resistance there. What I'll do is I'll just draw a little block in there so that we can keep our eyes on that. Right about this area there, you can see that we've got this wick, these wicks coming down, acting as support, where we had a little bit of distribution, a little bit of a descending triangle, a little bit of distributive pattern, or M for murder, as Eric Crown would say. Blasted through, came back, tested it as resistance, and sent us down. I expect us to probably have a little intermediary, a little pullback, maybe at about 96, but ultimately 98 looks like the area that I'd be targeting. This is not investment advice. This is just educational and for entertainment purposes. Do not take any trades based on anything that you hear, and you shouldn't be taking any trades based on anything anybody says on YouTube. That being said, what do we have at the 98 area? We've also got the Bitcoin CME futures gap. You'll see here. I'll just draw a line in here. I actually accidentally deleted all my drawings on the CME chart, but you'll see that we actually had a gap from the last closure right about the 98, call it the 98.80 area. So it's not uncommon for price action to come back and close the gap and perhaps have a bit of a counter move. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do have some sort of pullback around that area. But overall, as you've heard over the last day or two, or actually the last week, I still remain bullish on the medium and long term here. I mean, even if we go back to the monthly chart, we've closed above the monthly 21. We're above the weekly 21. We've got a golden cross on the 2-day chart. We've got we might even have now. Let's have a look on the 1-day chart. Yes, there we go. Green 55 crossing above the 200 EMA and the 200 SMA, but more importantly, the green 55 crossing the 200 EMA. We have a golden cross. We have a closure. Now it's powerful. We now have a golden cross on a 2-day, a 20, a 1-day, and a 12-hour time frame. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to be bearish on that. Living above all EMAs, everything curling around. And let's just have a look quickly at the 1-day 30 SMA. Look at that. It's pointing up. Now, what's the significance of that? The 30 SMA is very, very useful for which way it's pointing. If price action's above it and the actual SMA, and it's here in the green, above the green and purple, you'll see a slightly gray line. A little bit difficult to see because of the color coding of my charts, but you can see that it's pointing upwards, and that it does generally get the trend right, which way that 30 SMA is pointing. You'll notice here before the death drop, above the 50 red 50 SMA here, you got the gray 30 SMA. The minute it pointed down, that's where you got your first drop, and then the second drop. If you had just taken a trade, even over here, based on its angle pointing slightly down, along with being below the 21 EMA and a few other things, but that would have definitely given you a great trade. Even if you ended up here and it came up against you, and you just followed that until it actually pointed up again, which would have been here, you still would have had a multiple $1,000 trade there. That's a big edge. I know it sounds silly or simple, but sometimes these things just work. If you don't overcomplicate it, you can keep your life nice and simple. Back to the 12-hour time frame. Let's have a look. 12-hour Stokes pointing up. Again, rejecting the bearish control zone here, and there is a long-term trend line that has formed here. Very nice, and for now it is working, and it will work until it doesn't, and then it's no longer the trend. Right now it is the trend. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times now So I'll keep playing that until it doesn't work, and it has worked again this last time. The 12-hour RSI has regained the EMA. It's trying to reach up towards the bullish control zone. I do like this price action. I do think we've got some more to go. Even if we just go a little bit sideways where we are now, that would be fine. But I'd like to see that 95, 96 tap sideways, then attack the 98 area. On the downside, if we fail to reach 96, I do think we'll have support run about the 90, 50 to the 91 area over here, which was our resistance on the way up. I would say 89.50 to 90.50, that $100 zone in there. You can see it's acted as resistance here, come back down, resistance, broken through again. So yeah, I wouldn't be too perturbed if it came back and tested that as support before trying again to the upside. However, if that did break, I would think that we would come back down to about the 85-75 area. At that point, I'm not so sure it would hold. It's acted as support a few times, but at least initially for a bounce. We do have the 55 EMA on the 12-hour coming up around that area. Who knows? Maybe we do go that way. I'm not leaning that way. I'm just giving you two different scenarios that we could go, and I am leaning more towards the upside. But again, I will react and flip my bias the minute I see us going another way. But I do think for now, the dips are for buying rather than the tops are for selling. But anyway, I play both ways because I use the options and the futures, and I just think it's a sea of opportunity right now. So not trading advice, not investment advice, but it's time to stay alert. There are opportunities abound everywhere. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the short but sweet episode. I'm trying to keep them short so that people can fit them in quickly, get a quick digest of what's going on in the market and what's happening in the Bitcoin land. Have a great Thursday, and we'll speak again tomorrow.